Speedway, the famed yard of bricks at the start-finish line, that one-foot-wide symbol of this racetrack, probably known more around the world than anything else. Nearly a century ago, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway was formed to be a proving ground for local auto manufacturers to try and test out the speed and durability of their vehicles. It's known as the Brickyard now because in those early days, the racing surface was comprised 100% local paving bricks. Well, what became of those bricks since the surface became mostly asphalt? ESPN.com with the history of the bricks.
The pyramids of Egypt, the Great Wall of China, and our own Independence Hall. From the beginning, bricks have formed the very foundation of history itself.
Jeff Gordon, winner of the inaugural Brickyard 400.
Congratulations. The humble brick is the spine and the soul of Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But back in the summer of 1909, the 2.5-mile track was originally finished with crushed stone and tar and utilized as a multi-event venue. There were motorcycle and hot air balloon races, even an air show. Then in August, during a 3-day auto racing festival, the course didn't cooperate.
The wheels would churn up the surface and great holes appeared. There was gravel all over the place, loose at the side of the track. They had several bad accidents.
The deaths of 5 people prompted the facility's owners to find a more permanent surface: brick.
It was going to be a lot more expensive, but more durable. It took 63 days to lay 3,200,000 bricks plus the mortar.
And most of those bricks came to Indianapolis via railway, 60 miles west from the town of Petersburg. Today, the Indiana community enjoys the simple pleasures of life: county fairs and cornfield sunsets. Back then, the Wabash Clay Company churned out millions of bricks on land that is now mostly woodlands, owned by resident Mark.
95% of the bricks for the track come from this property we're standing on right now today. You go around and just scoop someplace up and you uncover bricks.
The Indianapolis Brick Track for years has presented the tough American automobile racing classic.
In 1911, drivers and in-car mechanics competed in the first 500-mile race, soon to be known as the Indianapolis 500. But the bricks were only designed to last about 20 to 25 years.
The track began to deteriorate quite badly in the turns. If they spun through the turn and went up the bank, they hit the wall and then go completely over the top.
By October 1961, many of the bricks had been removed, and all but 1 yard was covered by asphalt. Today, Speedway officials estimate that 85% of the original bricks are still under the surface. Which begs the question, what happened to the other 15%, nearly 500,000 bricks?
There are many stories about race teams deciding to go over to the creek in our golf course and dig around to try and find their own brick.
There's a little lake that runs out the back there. So one time my crew guys and I, we went walking through there and we found some bricks, and some were actually in really good shape.
I actually went with all the guys down the creek, took our shoes off and searched around and I found an intact brick. It was really cool. One of the guys said, oh, you know, I'll take it back to the shop and we'll clean them all up, and I never got my brick.
There's no more there anymore. I mean, we searched pretty darn hard for some of those.
Maybe Kyle Busch just needs some local knowledge. On the golf course that runs through the track, bricks were used as an embankment along Little Eagle Creek. Occasionally, Mother Nature reveals a fresh batch.
It's an area that has some erosion, so every time we have a flooding event, it erodes some of the bank and then it unearths these sections of brick.
We've been flooded this year 3 times. It's been over the bridge we're standing on, up over the green.
Most of them are busted up, but I'm sure if you look through there, you could find a couple good ones.
I still want one of those bricks. I don't want to buy it online. I want to pull it out of the mud, you know?
This is probably as many as I've ever seen exposed.
Those lucky enough to own a 9.5-pound Culver block cherish their piece of history.
I love my bricks.
A brick, Gordy. You know, most of the 1909 bricks that get found out in the creeks still have the original mortar attached to them. And to remove that mortar, a local memorabilia dealer, Frank Gilbert, says soak the brick in muriatic acid for a week, put it in your toilet tank for 6 months, flush it 3 times a day, and you'll have a perfectly clean brick for display inside your house.